Hello and welcome to the Least Haunted Podcast, a place where science, skepticism, humor, and anthropology meet to discuss all things spooky, haunting, supernatural, and sometimes just the plain ridiculous. I'm your host, Cody Franks, and Garth is on assignment right now. He is off looking for signs of the elusive werewolf cow. I guess the question is, like, if a werewolf bites a cow, does the rules still apply? Like, will it turn into a werewolf at full moon? Or does, like, something completely different happen? I don't know what, but that's what Garth's out there trying to figure out. What happens if a werewolf bites a cow? If you have an idea for what would happen, let us know. If my voice sounds kind of echoey and tinny, it's because I am recording this from the Least Haunted Panic Bunker, which, as much as I would like it to be a bunker 30 fathoms below sea level, it is actually my laundry room, aka a shack out in my yard. The deep bunker would make me feel a lot better, that's for sure. Let me just start off by saying this is not a regular episode. I was going to do a whole episode about headless horse people with Travis Alexander of the Hoppy Trails podcast, but we didn't get around to recording it in time, and that's because for the last few weeks I have been incredibly busy. If you are on our Discord, you probably are aware, but my father-in-law just passed away from pancreatic cancer 2 weeks ago today, as I'm recording this on the 7th, and so that was very sudden and unexpected. And so I ended up having to travel down there to be with him at the end. Allison, my wife, she went down a few days before. She flew down, and then I drove down. I say down because to get to Phoenix in Arizona from here, you have to drive southeast about 800 miles or so, or anywhere from 12 to 16, sometimes 18 hours of drive time. And went down there and, dealt with that. And then got stuck there for another 2 weeks as we tried to navigate everything that comes after a loved one passes away. They don't tell you about all the bureaucracy and just the stress and anxiety and everything that comes with that. And then we got stuck there for the election. And so all the stress and anxiety and madness that comes from that. And then that was on Tuesday, and then yesterday on Wednesday, we left in the wee hours of the morning before the sun had risen. We scarpered off like rats into the darkness and made our way home finally, which took about 16 hours of driving. And so, long story short, in the last 48 hours, I have had less than 3 hours of sleep, and the thoughts keep coming, and sorry. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but I have to make my personal streak of always having something come out for Least Haunted every other Friday. We've never missed one, and so this is what I'm trying to accomplish, I guess. Let me check my notes here. So yeah, this episode was supposed to be about the Headless Horseman as a trope through history and mythology. And then we were going to talk some about beer because Travis Alexander, who was going to co-host and fill in for Garth, hosts the Hoppy Trails podcast. And so we were going to make a connection there between the head of beer and the headless, or the head that the horseman does not have. We're still going to do that. That's going to just probably be the next episode. Like I said, I ran out of time and then just couldn't summon up the energy to really do it. Cause I'm still just reeling from everything, as all of you are. I've been thinking a lot about what I was going to say, as I went about doing stuff today, trying to, slide back into a life that was interrupted a few weeks ago, and then it just came back it's surreal. Talking to Allison today, we said that this feels like what happened when COVID started. The anxiety, the uncertainty, and the fear, the fear for our loved ones and our friends and our community. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm talking about the election and that travesty. And so I just want to warn everybody, again, to reiterate that this is not a regular episode, and you have no obligation to listen to any of this if this is not what you're into. I thought about a lot about what I was going to say, and look, trying to record this right now, it's really fucking hard. I am emotionally drained, more so than I thought I could be. So I was just thinking, hey, is it cool if I play a couple of my songs for you? Like, I got my banjo here, and I just really, I think, rather put something positive out into the world in the form of music. I got lots of songs. Some are kind of good. Some might be kind of poignant and apropos for the time. I don't know. But I felt like, yeah, I can't just talk about the other stuff. It's too much, man. Too fucking much. So, yeah, I guess I'll do some songs instead. Let's see. The moon passes on, the message of the sun. The stars shine their warning, the end of day has come. The sea is writing letters, playful on the shore, tearing down the cliffside, and that's how beaches are born. But I don't want to think about it, I don't want to think at all. Hands reaching up from the water down below. The jailer's got the keys, but the prisoners, they can't go. There used to be a town there used to be a train. Life had some meaning, but now it's all the same. But I don't want to think about it, I don't want to think it all. But I don't want to think about it, I don't want to think at all. The moon passes on, the message of the sun. The stars shining warning, the end of day has come. The sea is writing letters, it's playful on the shore, it's tearing down the cliffside, and that's how beaches are born. That was one of the first songs I ever wrote on the banjo. I used to play the Appalachian dulcimer, and you're probably like, what's that? Well, the Appalachian dulcimer, it's like a 4-stringed lap guitar with a drone. It's really interesting. But one of the things about it is there's certain chords you just cannot play. So I couldn't play an F or a C. And so when I started playing the banjo and I suddenly had all of the chords available to me, I said, well, I'm going to play something that, or write a song that features F and C. And so that's what that was. Yeah. I'm already feeling a little better. Hey, this is good therapy. Remember the time that we took that drive down by the sea where everything dies? You were feeling glad. Best friend you had, you ran away just looking to hide. Now the music's gone, but I'm hanging on. I'm looking for a melody to help keep me sane. I'm swimming in the darkness of another night all alone. The sun, it comes to tell me you were never coming home. And everything looks peachy through a piece of smoky glass. Give it a lining of silver to look back at your past. And if you're sad or feeling bad, well, I guess I am remiss. But I just can't be bothered. I'm laughing in the abyss. Remember the time that we took that drive down by the sea where everything dies? You were feeling glad. Best friend you had, you ran away and just looking to hide. Now the music's gone, but I'm hanging on. I'm looking for a melody to help keep me sane. Twisting and infinite, that water drags me down. In spite of all my struggles, I never seem to drown. The clock ticks out of time to the rhythm of your heart. The seconds turn to hours, but the days will tear you apart. And if you're sad or feeling bad, well, I guess I am remiss. But I just can't be bothered. I'm laughing in the abyss. I'm laughing in the abyss. That was called Laughing in the Abyss. Okay. All right, let's have a little silly one. A little silly love song. Let's have a silly little love song because, you know, I think what the world needs right now is more love. I think it's already pretty goddamn silly. Pretty fucking ridiculous if you ask me. But, you know, love. Sometimes it just wraps its tentacles around you like some kind of giant cephalopod from the deep, and it drags you down into those deep, briny depths of love, deep down. Where my Krakens at? I always wanted to write a song with Reykjavik in it, so I went and got a pen. Well, this only took a minute. Now you will sing along to my stupid song, the one with Reykjavik in it. I always wanted to read a book on squid, So I went to my library and that's just what I did. Now I know all about cephalopods and shit, 'cause I read a book on squid. I always wanted to be in love with a girl just like you, and now that I found you, well, that's what I will do. I'll put you in a song about Iceland and squid, and hey, wouldn't you know it, well, that's what I just did. Seven seas in a tiny raft made of limbs, twigs, and leaves. Maybe I'd get lost in the maelstrom of your eye, or maybe I'd capsize, yeah, maybe I could die, or maybe I'd get eaten up by a giant squid that gets caught and sold in Old Reykjavik. Suppose I write stupid love songs to wipe my bloody nose, to fill up my heart 'cause it's so full of holes. I'll fill it up with songs about Iceland and cephalopods. And if you lost your mind like you know that I just did, I'll see you on the dark side of the squid. John stared at the setting sun. Why is it always setting on me? I did everything that they need done. Oh Lord, please leave me be. Here I stand just a dig in my grave, another 6 feet of debt. I swear they'll charge me for the bullet that they're gonna put into my head. And right outside of your front door, well, they do the things that we abhor and say it's all for the greater good. If a human life is sacred, but a crowd is just profane, you wrap your head around it, boy, it'll make you go insane. Say, why is it always setting on me? Why is it always setting on me? Why is it always setting on me? John stared really hard, watching his TV set. How these people get so goddamn famous, and why aren't they dead yet? I just can't understand, and I'm a simple man. How this death, blood, and misery are part of some divine plan. When right outside of our front door, they do the things that we abhor and say it's all for the greater good. If a human life is sacred, but a crowd is just profane, you wrap your head around it, it will make you go insane. Say, why is it always setting on me? Why is it always setting on me? Why is it always setting on me? John stared at the setting sun. Why is it always setting on me? if you're feeling like the sun is always setting on you, reach out for some help. You know, there's people who can talk to you. It feels good to talk about these things. There's people who will listen. If you are feeling hopeless and like you're at the very bottom and there's nowhere you can turn to, there are places you can turn to. I want to take a quick moment just to kind of shout out a few. I think let's start with the Trevor Project. It is the Trevor Project offers crisis services. Like if you are an LGBTQ person and you are feeling like hurting yourself or that it's hopeless and there's no way out, contact the Trevor Project, trevorproject.org or thetrevorproject.org. And they have people who can talk to you and can be there as an outlet for support. Likewise is the Trans Lifeline. We have shouted them out on this show before. That's another good resource to reach out to if you are a trans individual who likewise is feeling very desperate and hopeless. There is hope. In these trying times, you know, it's really easy to give into to despair. And I would rather focus that despair really into anger, honestly, into what would be called righteous anger. You know, it should be motivating you into action, making plans and fortifying ourselves and strengthening our community. You know, I'd like to also use this time to extend an invitation to everybody. Come to the Least Haunted Discord. We have been building a very tight, accepting, loving community of people who are all supporting each other right now. And you're welcome. Come join us, please. The more people in the party, the better, you know. It's not just about talking about ghosts in our current episode topics. You know, this is, like I said, it's a whole community of people who are actually meeting in the real world. We've made some friends connections. I have made many new friends through that. Shout out Ken and shout out By Barbarian and Havelock. And shout out Karen. Karen goes with Ken. Yeah, people who we kind of care about each other and support each other through these trying times. And so, yeah, come on down. Come join us. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the party. Now I gotta think of what's a positive one. That last song was a real fucking bummer. I know. I'm sorry. What's something I got that's happy? So here's the thing about my songs. I used to get this criticism back in like my old band. Not criticism, but just feedback. It's like all my songs are bummers, but they kind of like make you feel good about it. If that makes sense, you know? It's like, oh yeah, we're all gonna die, and that's fucking awesome and rad. This next one, and I'm probably getting to the end here. I wrote this next one during COVID, during lockdown. About how I was feeling at that time, because I was feeling pretty fucking low. And there's a spot on up the hill behind my house where I can see through the redwoods down this canyon, and I can see out to the San Francisco Bay, the southern end of the San Francisco Bay, and out across to the city of Fremont, and unfortunately the Tesla plant. But I could actually like see it more clearly during lockdown because there was like less air pollution because people weren't driving around. So I kind of saw that as like a silver lining, like, well, at least, you know, that's happening. And then it just kind of made me think about how regardless of us and our human actions and what we're doing, like the universe at large just will carry on, you know? And I kind of took solace in that even after, you know, mankind annihilates itself, there'll still be this big cosmic show going on. eating bunches of miner's lettuce and sitting in the shade. I'm looking down on what man has made. I can see the hills, they're far away, a narrow strip of the bay. I can see it all, 'cause man has gone away. But who wants to be king of it all if there's no one left? After the fall, the universe spins right around. You know it's hard to get up and move when the record's scratched. We lost the groove, the universe spins right around. How can they treat you the way they do? Oh, you know that they're so cruel. Give you a job and send you off to die. Thank you for your loyalty as they slowly twist that knife. They're only happy when they bled you dry. But who wants to be king of it all when there's no one left? After we fall, the universe spins right around. You know it's hard to get up and move when the record's scratched. We lost the groove, the universe spins right around. I never thought I'd be happy here with you at the end of the world. We're watching as it all slowly burns. I hope they're happy with what they've done. Those fools have killed us all. They're only happy when they think they won. But who wants to be king of it all when there's no one left? After we fall, the universe spins right around. You know it's hard to get up and move when the record's scratched. We lost the groove, the universe spins right around. I don't think anyone knows I'm the one cut off your toes and put them in the drawer with the socks. But I just thought it would be real funny if your feet, well, they weren't too runny. And if you think that's a pun, well, it's not. Oh, these funny things I do. Oh, these funny things I do. But the joke is only funny if it breaks your heart in two. Yeah, the joke is only funny if the whole world is laughing at you. I might have been out of place when I went, sliced off your face and wore it like a mask to the dance. But I thought if I wore your shoes, I might know just what to do, and maybe I'd win the second chance. Oh, these funny things I do. Oh, these funny things I do. But the joke is only funny if it breaks your heart in two. Yeah, the joke is only funny if the whole world is laughing at you. remember how I spun the wheel. The tires gave that awful squeal and we slammed head first into the bank. But I always thought that you plus me would equal out to make me be as strong and faithful as a tank. Oh, these funny things I do. Oh, these funny things I do. But the joke is only funny if it breaks your heart in two. Yeah, the joke is only funny if the whole world is laughing at you. Say goodbye. Woo! Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening to me vent in the form of music. I'm hoping that it, I don't know, maybe did something for you. Stay strong. Hold your loved ones tight. Make a plan. Yeah. It's going to get real rough, but we can make it through together. And like I said, you're all welcome. Come over to the Discord, meet the community, make some friends, and yeah, we'll get through it. Maybe I'll close out on one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody has a home. Nobody has a home. It's just a place to keep your things when you're not around. Just a box to put your thoughts and trap your soul. Nobody dies alone. Nobody dies alone. The angel of death takes your breath and sends you back home. No more pain, no suffering anymore. But there is no heaven, there is no hell. That's the end of the story. I'm happy to tell that when you die, oh, you cease to exist, but you live on in those by whom you are missed. And the human race, we're lost in space. We can't remember the starting place, but we'll get to the end one day, it's true. Take comfort in that. Oh, I hope you do. Nobody dies alone. Nobody dies alone. The angel of death takes your breath and sends you back home. You were just a box to keep your thoughts and trap your soul. Stay safe, everybody. The Least Haunted podcast is recorded before a dead studio audience and is a presentation of Sequoidea Productions, LLC.